Hi guys, it's Erica, and today's video is just going to be a very relaxed chit chat video. I just wanted to share something. As you can tell by the title, I deleted my social media for a week, and I kind of just wanted to share my experience doing that. I'm not trying to make it a very dramatic thing because I know that there are people out there who don't even have social media and who literally don't even care about social media at all. But for someone like me who is just a typical young adult who obviously does social media as like her hobby, like YouTube is my favorite thing to do. I love it. It is my passion. It has been since I was a sophomore in high school. I love YouTube, and I love that social media is a way to really connect with the people who watch your videos, and I love receiving messages from you guys, and it's just one of the best things. So social media for me is like a big part of my life, and not using it at all for a week was super weird. So I just wanted to share my experience, and I just know how there are a lot of us who are we're just so entangled in this social media realm, and it's actually caused us to really lose sight of who we truly are and start to become what we see on social media and what we want others to see instead of just being ourselves. It's almost like we're living for social media instead of living our lives for ourselves. It's always doing things to show off to the world what we're doing, to make our lives seem like these amazing, I don't really know the word that I'm looking for, maybe like romanticizing our lives and just making them seem almost better than they really are, or like better than everyone else's, like the ideal perfect life, which honestly doesn't really exist. You know, everybody has struggles, everybody has their challenges, and just because their social media appears flawless and put together doesn't mean their actual lives are that amazing or put together, you know, because really none of us know what the hell we're doing. At least I don't, and I have noticed that a lot of people who are becoming more real and honest on social media have admitted to that as well. It's like we don't really know what the fuck we're doing, honestly, but life is life and we're going with the flow, and that's really all we can do. That was my intro. I guess that works, but let me just start by saying like why I decided to do it recently, or it was a week ago that I did it. It's almost been a week since I re-downloaded my apps. So the reason why I decided to delete my apps in the first place was because A, I wanted to test if I could be more productive without all my social media. So I wanted to see if I could get more schoolwork done faster, if I could film more videos, if I could read more books, or like read my book more, I guess. I wanted to test my productivity and see what I could do if I didn't have this like almost like black hole of distraction, because that is what like Instagram turns into for me sometimes. I can just mindlessly end up scrolling and scrolling and ending up on my friends, brothers, cousins, wife's, son's page. Like it's bad, but I feel like we are all kind of guilty of that in a way. Another reason is because I kept on having existential crises. Is that how you say it? Plural? I would have an existential crisis like once a week, and those aren't fun, especially when you're just 21 and you're just like, what is my purpose here on earth, you know? I honestly do think it was partly due to the fact that I was just seeing everybody else's posts, living their lives, comparing mine to theirs, which is just not a healthy thing to do. I would see somebody basically progress in their life, and then I would kind of be like, oh, well, I feel stagnant right now, and I don't feel like I'm doing the best that I could be doing. And I just was kind of having these statements of like lack and these thoughts of lacking purpose, you know, in my mind. So I was like, maybe I just need to stop seeing this constantly. So let me just remove Instagram from my phone, and Snapchat actually, and then I deleted Twitter and Facebook. So all my apps. Oh, and Tinder, by the way. Tinder is like, I have this like, I don't know, people say, Erica, you should do it, branch out, like download the app, and I'm like, okay, sure, sounds good. It doesn't work for me, and then I end up deleting it, and then again I'll end up re-downloading it, but so far, since I've deleted it, I have not re-downloaded it. I took some notes in my phone throughout like the experience of like the pros and cons that I noticed. I also took some notes of like how I felt when I re-downloaded my social media. So basically I deleted my social media on a Sunday night, and then the next Sunday morning I re-downloaded them. So some of the pros that I did notice were that I actually was more productive, which I kind of was like, yeah, duh, because I don't have anything to turn to really to just waste time on at any given moment. I remember in one day I like cleaned my room, I filmed a video, I edited, what else? I did like yoga, I went to the gym. I just was super productive that day, one of the days. Another pro I noticed was I had zero feelings of envy, which was awesome, obviously because I had nothing to compare myself or my life to. I had no reason to be jealous of anything because I wasn't witnessing or seeing anybody else's life or what they present to be as their life on social media. And I noticed I had less time to waste. Like I said, I wasn't just on an app forever. And then another thing was that I wasn't constantly obsessing, because sometimes, you know, when you're a content creator, you want to be consistent. And posting pictures on Instagram and like updating on Snapchat, that is like ideal if you're posting constantly and consistently. I don't really do a lot of things right now at this point in my life because I'm usually working or doing online school. So I'm always constantly worried, like, I don't have a picture to post, like what am I going to post today, like blah blah blah. Like, you know, you just want your Instagram game to be strong. I hate that I just used that, but you kind of do as somebody who is doing social media as part of their life, or it's a big part of their life at least. So yeah, I just like noticed that I wasn't constantly obsessing because I didn't have anything or anywhere to post the content to. Obviously I was still filming videos and stuff because that's fine, and that wasn't really involving any social media because I wasn't uploading to YouTube. I was just, you know, filming it and doing some editing on an editing program. But yeah, so that was the last pro that I noticed. Some cons were that I couldn't share important input that I had. I'm someone who, when I listen to a podcast or read a book or watch a video, I like to share important messages that really resonate with me. And I like to post it usually on my Snapchat, sometimes on my Instagram story. But I like to share with you guys, and I like to be like, hey, you guys, like, check this out, or like, you know, I just like to highlight it and be like, wow, like that's an amazing point. So I noticed that like I couldn't do that. I didn't have anywhere to post important little nuggets of wisdom on. That was one of the cons, I guess. Another one was that I couldn't self-promote. So I had uploaded a video like a few days before I deleted social media, and I couldn't like remind you guys to, hey, like go check it out, you know? So that was kind of a little bit frustrating because yeah, as like a YouTuber, like you want people to watch your content and stuff, so you kind of want to remind them, and when you don't have anything to use to do that, it's kind of difficult. Another thing was I felt out of the loop. I felt so like lost in a way, but like I didn't really care at the same time, but I just kind of felt like, oh, I wonder what everybody else in my life is doing, because usually like that's how I like know, is I go on social media and watch their like Snapchat story for like my friends who live back home in NorCal, or like just like my coworkers and stuff. But yeah, so I just felt really out of the loop. I only labeled it a con because I was just kind of like disconnected. I guess that's how I would describe it. You're disconnected. It's like good, but it's also like you're just kind of like, what the heck is everybody else doing? And then I guess I wrote FOMO question mark. Fear of missing out. I don't know. I don't really know what I was afraid of missing out on. maybe some news. I don't know. Then I took some notes on realizations that I had. I realized how many times I would pick up my phone to check on it, to check on social media. Well, I didn't have social media, but I would pick up my phone to like, as if I was about to go check on it. Probably at least like 10 times a minute. Oh, it was a lot. I was just like, whoa. I just like, why am I picking up my phone right now? Like, it hadn't like really been drilled in my mind that I didn't have apps that I could just go to. So I was checking on it a lot and I was like, what the heck? Do I really do this subconsciously? Like, check my phone that many times for no reason at all. Another thing I realized is that social media itself is not bad. Nothing really is bad unless we give it that meaning and that connotation in our brains. It's not the thing that's bad or good, it's how you use it. So I realized that I can just be more mindful with my use of social media. Instead of spending hours on end scrolling through Instagram, I can check up on it at once every hour or something like that. Or maybe just even go on when I want to post a photo and then just kind of not use it for the rest of the time. So basically, like, you give social media meaning and purpose based on how you use it. So if you're using it to educate yourself and learn and watch good videos and use it to communicate with like-minded people, that is when social media serves an amazing, incredible purpose. But when you're gonna go use it to stalk Instagram models and people who have a life that you wanna live, and then you start comparing yourself to that person or your life to that person's life, that's when it becomes an unhealthy situation. I also realize that balance is super important. Obviously, balance is like essential, it is the key to life. But even in this situation with social media, it is about balance as well. Just finding something that works best for you that will still allow you to use social media but be productive and don't feel bad about yourself or your life, and just using it in a healthy way. Again, it's all about balance. So I went the whole week without going on social media. I did it. It was a little bit strange, honestly. Yeah, when everybody else around you is like using it, it's strange like being the only one not. Now I want to talk a little bit about how I felt after I re-downloaded my apps, because honestly it was surprising to me. The minute I re-downloaded Instagram and was like about to log in, I almost didn't want to. I started feeling anxious, believe it or not. I was kind of surprised. I was like, why do I feel like this? I also felt overwhelmed because obviously I follow like around 400 people. When you delete an app for a week, a lot of people are going to be posting during that week. So obviously there was a lot of content that was going to just fill up my feed. So I felt overwhelmed, and I didn't actually feel that dopamine rush that a lot of us tend to feel when we get a new follower, or when we get a like on a photo, or when we get a retweet on Twitter, or just a Snapchat message. That is why it can be so addictive, is because it literally gives us this chemical in our brain that makes us instantly happy. It's like instant gratification in a way. But I didn't have that feeling when I downloaded Instagram. Instead, I felt overwhelmed and anxious, and like I didn't want the app anymore. It was weird. It was not what I was expecting. I thought I was gonna be like excited and stuff. I wrote, "The likes and the followers don't add value to my life, and no one should ever feel like their life depends on their social media accounts." That is something that's very important, is if you depend your worth on your social media, I promise you, you will not ever be genuinely happy. Because, I don't know, in a way it's all a facade. Like, it's just how you present yourself. Your self-worth should never depend on just this image that other people see of you. You should be happy because you are a good person and you have a good heart, and just because you love yourself, and you don't need validation from the outside world, from strangers on the internet or on social media. One of my recent favorite songs, it's called Lifting You. I love it so much. But one of the lyrics is, external validation is not a prerequisite for self-appreciation. I love that so much. You don't need external validation to appreciate yourself and who you are. So to wrap up this video, I usually in my videos give a nugget of wisdom or share one of my favorite quotes, but today I want to share the caption to my Instagram photo that I posted the day after I got social media back, because I wrote this up actually the night before I downloaded my social media again, and I feel like it might resonate with some of you, but it's a super important message that I came to realize. So this is the caption. Do we really know ourselves? Ask yourself. Do I know who I am without a filter or a caption, without a username or a bio, without a theme or a feed? Am I confident in myself without the likes and the followers? Can I be at peace with the person I am without all of those things? Am I happy as my true self? Am I grateful for the life I live? Am I who I think I am? Or am I who I think that you think I am? We, especially us millennials, constantly look for validation in the external world through the likes, views, followers, retweets, streaks, and matches. But no matter how long we keep searching, we will never truly find any kind of peace, love, or genuine acceptance until we look internally. It's not until we look within that we will find a love greater than we thought possible and a true understanding of ourselves. It's easy to get lost in the external search. Most of us do. But if you are mindful and remain close to your truth, you can always find yourself again. In a world where a lot of people are trying to be somebody that they're not, just remain as authentic as you can to your truth and to what you value and who you are as a person, because that is powerful. That's pretty much it for this video. I don't really know. I hope it made sense. If you don't agree, that's fine. You're completely entitled to your own opinion. This was only my experience with deleting social media for a week. Again, it's not a bad thing. That's not the point of this video. I'm not trying to hate on social media because it's actually incredible in so many ways. It can just be unhealthy if you utilize it in the wrong ways. I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to what I had to say. I am so grateful for every single one of you. Thank you for all your love and support. I love you with all my heart, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.